Hi! Thanks for watching my greenhouse video log. Why don't you come on inside? This is only my second year in the greenhouse, so I'm still learning. But one thing I did find out right at the beginning is that this is one of the best places on earth to contemplate God's goodness. Every time I'm here, I find some new miracle of life and some proof of God's hand in the design of all things. Alright, I'm going to give you a quick tour of what I've got planted here. I have carrots in these, sweet basil in this one, parsley, red peppers on this side and purple peppers on that side. I've got some mint in here from last year. I've got some red Creole onions here, and I've got some gold medal tomatoes right here. Down here on the bottom I've got some cabbages. Alright, what you're looking at over here are chives, mountain fresh tomatoes, Cubanelli peppers, Roma tomatoes, Amish paste tomatoes, and over here in the pots are thyme, parsley, and several containers of sage. Okay, these are red pepper sprouts. And we have some red Creole onion sprouts. Right here are mountain fresh tomato sprouts. Here's a closer look at the thyme, the parsley, and the sage. And here's a little bit closer look at the cabbage. Thank you for taking a tour of my greenhouse. Now let's get ready to start some seeds. What I'm going to be doing first is putting this organic seed starter in the pan. Now, I'm going to be filling this pan about a third of the way with this. Alright. Now I'm going to sift through it and find any big chunks and just kind of break it up. You don't have to break up every teeny tiny clump. Just make sure the big ones are gone. And spread it out so that it's even over the bottom. Alright, I've got my organic garden soil right here, and I've put some gloves on for this part because the garden soil is kind of wet and sticky. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this tray up the rest of the way with the garden soil, and then do just what I did with the seed starter. I'm going to break apart the big chunks. Now that's going to take me several minutes to do. I'll get back with you in a minute. Alright, I've got most of the chunks out of the garden soil. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to knead it together with the seed starter so that it makes a nice blend. The seed starter is real light and helps the garden soil not to hinder the growth of the seeds. And I put garden soil in with the seed starter so that the transplant later would be easier on the small plants. Just kneading. You'll probably find some more chunks as you go through. Just get rid of them. You don't have to get rid of every chunk because then you wouldn't have any garden soil left. Just get rid of the big ones and the ones you can't break apart. There we go. I'll just smooth it out so that Oops, got another one. Just smooth it out real smooth so that it's even on all sides. And we'll be planting some Carmen sweet peppers today. Alright, now one really important step is to tag your plants, and I like to do it before I plant the seeds, that way I don't disturb the seeds once I've got them in there. And you don't have to go out and buy these expensive tags for the seeds. All you got to do is have a piece of paper and a plastic bag. Make sure it's sealed in there real good. And then stick it in. Make sure it's in there so you can see it. And there. Almost instant, almost free tag. And that's what a pepper seed looks like. But have you ever really contemplated a seed? I find it amazing that God chose to fill His world with all kinds of green things, and they all come from some form of seed or small bulb. When you look at it, it seems so lifeless and dry. God is amazing, isn't He? Now what I'm going to do is put some shallow holes to plant the seeds in. I just do one seed per hole. When I can get hold of one seed. I'm going to finish up the rest of this tray, but first I'm going to show you just real lightly cover over your seeds. Then after I finish planting, I'll show you the next part. Alright, now that I've got all 36 seeds planted, I'm going to tamp down the dirt real lightly. Don't want to squish them. Just want to make a nice smooth surface. Now it's time to water. Now, when watering seeds, you gotta be real careful. You don't want to drown them, you just want to dribble a little bit of water. Just enough so that the seeds will get damp. And once you have your seeds planted, you're going to want to make sure that the dirt stays damp, but not sopping. You don't want to drown your little plants. But at the same time, you don't want to let them dry out, because then they won't sprout up. Alright, Well, that's a start. Thanks for watching.